Yeah, I was trying to change it right quick, but
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
going
good.
to
That's
barely
good.
see.
Hey, you been good on the mic check on here.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 yo.
You ready?
Yep, y'all good, y'all.
You got us rolling?
Rolling.
Yo, yo, yo. This your boy, Sean Treasy. This Star in My City podcast. I got my homie, Ron Diggy. You know what I mean? He be killing them on the battle rap. I got him as a nice guest host for me today. You know what I'm saying? We got, for the guests, you know what I mean? We got a long time. He been out here like a long time. A lot of y'all boys know him. You know what I'm saying? From music to other things to, you got the, you know, he got merchandise for, you know what I'm saying, out here for sale. You know what I'm saying? We call them Mega Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a round of applause for Mega Bucks. You know what I'm saying? FMG sponsoring this thing today. You know what I mean? Get out here and get you one of these things. Hey, the material is banging. Word, it's summertime too. You want this kind of material right here for the summer, I'm trying to tell you. Word. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna let Mega Bucks introduce himself again and give us a nice rundown on some of his recent and past history.
Man, it's your boy Mega Bucks, live and direct. You know, I appreciate y'all having me today. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate the love, man.
Word,
you know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
you coming
You
out,
know,
bro.
I get to see you perform, you know, a couple of months ago at Colors Day, and I always get to see you. My dog, they can do his thing now. You know what I'm saying? I get to see it. So that's the most beautiful thing. I've been in this thing for many, many moons, even before Mega Bucks. You know what I'm saying? I could count on my hand how many rappers been out in the city when I first came out. I actually been out before Trump them had dropped an album. You know what I'm saying? When I used to try to get down with a lot of cats, but they was like, you too geeky, that shit ignorant, ain't nobody gonna rock with it. Because at that time, everybody been rapping like East Coast. Like, they want everybody, I just couldn't do it because my accent was so heavy.
Yeah.
So a lot of cats wouldn't accept me. And how the 263 thing came about, we was all in the studio recording separately with Beach, you know, where really my cousin, we take it back to my cousin Pooh before he got killed. It was his dream to do the record label thing. Like, he been recruiting rappers from all over the city. It's like, yeah, he wanted to put something special together, but, you know, the tragedy, him dying in 96, he didn't get an opportunity to make it happen. So Beach, like, took it to another level with the BMD records. Like, okay, we're going to do BMD records. And he had Top Authority, you know what I'm saying, was the first group on there, you know, before the feds swooped in and kind of shut everything down. And at that time, me, OZ, T-Mac, Down and Dirty, none of us was formulated into who we came to be as 263. All of us was going there to record. We was just going there to record. And when Beach got trapped off, we had to find another spot to record. And the cat who had on that spot ended up getting trapped off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the opportunity came where Mac had an opportunity to say, okay, let's get the spot. You know what I'm saying? Let's do what we doing. We already coming here at the same time. Let's get the spot and make it happen. And the legal ramifications, we couldn't use BMD on that, so we had to switch it up.
Okay.
To go from, if you look at your phone code, 263, that's really BMD.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, you get around the litigation and indictments, all the stuff was going on.
Gotcha.
You know, Mac put it together like, okay, let's do it. Because Mac really wasn't even going to come out first. He just had the flashier look. My style at that time was more horrorcore. I used to go out there, Mr. Jason Trouble Man. You know, everybody had a two-part name, you know what I'm saying, like that. And OZ was, we had to add the OG on OZ name because it was another cat out of Flint, Michigan named OZ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Down and Dirty just came with some flamboyant and more energy. And we had Trivia. She was a part of the Get Buzzy Girls. See, they was out way back in the days too. Man. You know what I'm saying? Baby Born came to us, and then Joe, Baby Born brought Joe Side, which we know as Joe Lexus. You know what I'm saying? With the beats, and like Joe had a 303 groove box. We saw Manny with it, but the stuff that Joe did with it had Manny like, yo, who the fuck did that?
So this was in the 90s though.
This was the 90s. What I'm talking about now with the 263 thing. I've been out since the 80s before.
Okay.
I had a crew, Backstreet Players. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me,
in Charleston, Backstreet Players.
Yeah, we were just dropping like what I would do back then. I went to Radio Shack and I got a $20 mic with the little plastic stand.
Yeah.
And my daddy and them always had a bunch of vinyl. So I would play the instrumental and record it off on one speaker radio. I had the radio plugged up, hook everything, just going through everything, because I didn't know nothing about going to no studio. No, at that time, nobody knew what rap was.
Yeah.
Nobody, like you had maybe Skip Ski and Double D was the biggest thing out. You know what I'm saying? They was the first cats I ever see with cassettes. The people don't know the history of Charleston, like Skip Ski and Double D and Savannah, signed them boy. They was man, they was the first ones with a deal. Group with Charlemagne.
Okay.
Savannah signed off the hike. They had a group. Oh man.
They still around?
They still around because I'm gonna do a
But
documentary.
he said they had a group with Charlemagne.
Yeah, they were signed. They was the first cats who was literally signed to a label. Charlemagne was in their group. Yeah, they was the Seven Signs.
Oh, Seven Sons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's Rich and them.
Yeah,
They were from somewhere.
And then you had Royal Quality. They had a song called Shame on You. They used to open up for Big Daddy Kane and Heavy D and all them boys. Then Shrimp them came after that as the flavor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I only remember Shrimp when he was Pathfinders.
Yeah, but
I don't remember him like that.
Pathfinders came after
Yeah,
the flavor. What the flavor was Langston Hughes the third.
Yeah.
And Shrimp and Spence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They became Carolina Pathfinders and 30 Entertainment. They was two different entities.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how far I go back. I see they had a platform. I was still hustling. I was in the street, so I didn't know nothing about studios. When we went to studios, cats like, you want $100 an hour, but they didn't know what rap was. They wasn't even set up for what we was doing. I would go to Manifest at that time, even though it's Cats Music. It was Manifest.
Yeah.
And they had these West Coast cats used to do these beat tapes.
Okay.
And just instrumentals, like Go For Where You Know. They had up like volume 55, 100 or some shit like that.
So you still,
I was
still doing cassette.
I was just doing
tapes,
cassette tapes
yeah.
for cats to listen to. I would go to local. They had the single tapes. You know, they give you the singles.
Yeah.
And I would scratch them boy name or put the cotton balls in there, record my music on it. Yeah. So I got a little maxi single with 4 songs on it.
Yeah,
I'm rapping over somebody else's beat. You know what I'm saying? And I used to sell them.
Yeah.
People like, because cats wanted to hear somebody who had sound like them. Like I said, everybody was rapping like New York.
And see, that's a question I want to ask you about that fight. You know, trying to be included as a Geechee person with your accent, being among people who sound different, and now you gotta, you know, like be accepted with your accent, like, and that goes on even now. And see, I didn't even know it went on back then. So how was that?
Back then was terrible. Like I actually was in Eric B. Y'all remember Corey Hill?
I remember Corey.
And him and Eric B. My partner Eric B. He had the fastest 2 hours in hip hop. I was the one that did the promo for it.
Okay.
And at that time, Charlie Doctor, Pathfinders had dismantled at that time.
Okay.
So they was doing they didn't dismantle. They was still a group, but they did the 30 Entertainment. So they had a radio show at that time. This is the time when Young Bloods and all them boys been coming down and stuff.
Yeah.
And Eric B had a slot on Sunday. Charlie Doctor had these slots. And a lot of cats wasn't like rappers wasn't mingling with each other.
Okay.
You had your cats who had everybody who coming through fucking with them, but they wasn't introducing nobody to nobody else. So it's like, okay, like I said, I done had cats, literally I would go to the studio when cats would be recording, trying to get down, like, yo, I want to get down, boom, boom, boom. I was the weed man. I always had the fucking weed. So they all let me hang around, get the free weed and smoke, and yeah, we gonna record the date, but we record that thing and I'll be listening to the beat, like, yo, I even buy beats, like, buy a beat, boom, boom, and they're like, yeah, sell me the beat, and I ready to record, but time I leave, they're recording the song.
Yeah.
So the next time around, somebody coming like, man, you know they recorded the song without you, boom, 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 and I started to see, like, yo, these cats ain't fucking with me. So I used to have to ask my people, you know what I'm saying? My partner Gary used to call him, drop it. And he'd be like, man, fuck them dudes, man. What you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? We going to make some shit happen. I ended up going to prison back then. So when I jumped off, I had an apartment on B-side. You know, they wasn't renting apartments to no niggas, but I ended up finessing them boy and I get an apartment on B-side. So that was my first. B-side. Right by the office. I had an apartment right there. And I used to record my music right there. And I put out an EP called Life of a Player. I rapped over the Barcades Monster album. They had an LP called with the Monster song, the Monster on it. Rapped over that whole shit. I went to Kmart, get the 100-minute teeth, and just started rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so all right. So in the 80s and the early 90s, like, what was some of the avenues you took, like, to promote your stuff? Like right now we got the internet, and you have flyers, but back then,
none of that. 80s, you had to go.
You had to grind.
You had to go to the clubs if they let you in.
Yeah.
You had to, because DJs really wasn't fucking with you. You wasn't a no name, so everything was discreet. I would walk around with a radio, just playing shit, and people be like, "Yo, who the fuck that is?
Yeah.
Yo, that's me. Yo, drop that for me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I be like, "Yeah, I got you. How much you want? $5." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I see I could have sold the shit, like, should I sell the cool weed and that shit? Fuck it.
Everything together, packaged.
Like, man, fuck it. You know, I see people, taking it, but I didn't see nobody who I see was making it until I ran across TKO Records. And it was like the biggest shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because my partner Swab, my cousin Swab, and my partner Mont, who he played the drums for NDRE.
Okay.
They had a group and they was recording Mary Westwood and her sisters. They had they was on, all of them was like TKO Records. Yeah. TKO had all the albums.
That's okay.
It was right on Dorchester Road.
Yeah.
The studio was right on Dorchester Road. And I got up with Kevin Baxter, who's Anthony Baxter's baby brother.
Okay.
He turned me on to his other brother, Ralph. Okay. Ralph them had a studio in the attic on St. Susie downtown, a real studio. So it was my first time seeing.
You went in the building upstairs.
It was upstairs. It was upstairs. Like he did all the engineering for TKO Records.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Nah, don't fuck with them boys. That shit shady. Don't get the in-house lawyer." He was the one put me on game at that time.
But TKO, what them boys going to I was on, what was that?
Right on the wheeling by Burns. They used to be by Burns Elementary, right across the street from Burns Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Right there in that building. There was a barbershop in that building and TKO Records.
That's what Domino's and all that. No, Burns.
No, like Burns, they done tear Burns down. Like if you coming off the I, the school used to be right, well, it's still there. Burns still there. Used to be right across the street. I think they got
You talking about
right before you get to Gerald's.
Oh yeah. I think
yeah. You
weren't talking about that one? They had a barbershop right there.
There was a barbershop on one side and the studio on the other side.
Yeah, I think they still got a barbershop over
there.
Yeah,
I think it's still over there.
In the little convenience store. That's what you talking about?
No, the convenience store right past it. It was that building right on the next corner.
Yeah.
I ain't with the east. Sorry, I forget what street that is right there. But it said right on the road.
That's
it was right there.
That's Madden, ain't it? I think that's Madden.
I can't remember what street that is, but it's literally across from Burns Elementary. Literally across the street.
I know you're talking about. Alex used to have a restaurant.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is the convenience store now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it used to be right there. And they had, like, I saw the posters. You go in there, you see the posters and shit. I'm like, damn, well, I want a poster. You know, the little headshot shit, like, damn, these niggas not made it.
But you know what? You always had that hunger, man.
Yeah.
You always had that hunger. You know,
nobody wanted to fuck with me.
Yeah.
If you listen to T-Mac album, like, the shit I was saying on the album was personal.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then I had a situation going on with a nigga in the street. So when I said certain shit, only niggas in the street knew, oh, damn, you hopping on dog on that shit. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking to niggas, like, even when, if you listen to Who the Ballers, you break down the lyrics I had on Who the Ballers, we were chilling off in Tennessee with 3-6 Mafia and them Cash Money HBs. I literally
I remember that
next to Gangsta Boo, she would listen to the Who the Ballers track with me, like, yo, who you doing? What you doing? Because Joe would give us the groove box while we went on the tour.
Yeah.
Like, yo, pick your beats, the label that shit so nobody won't fuck with it. So I got the groove box upstanding in the hall. We had Cash Money signing in Nashville, Tennessee at Playground Records. It was signed. That's the first album they had dropped on Universal.
Yeah.
Big Time is Volume 2, one with Will King and Sabi and all that shit on it. That was the first record. This was before 400 Degrees.
That was 2.
That was 2.
That's when they was big timers though.
Yeah, big timers. Yeah,
when Baby and
that was the first, because we got with them before all that shit. So they was dropping that record and we was in Nashville with them. You know what I'm saying? So we was at Playground Records. Everything in Tennessee came out 2 weeks before it dropped any place else.
Okay.
Tennessee like the mecca for records. You know what I'm saying? So I was literally standing with Gangsta Boo writing this shit, and she was like, "Damn, you know what? I'm gonna get on that shit." We supposed to have done some songs with 3-6 Mafia, but Mac got fucked up, it'll kind of fuck up, the shit that we.
Cause I'm telling you, y'all boy been like, y'all hit the city so strong, bro, so strong. Like, when we been to what side? That T-Mac?
Yeah,
bro, that I told him, I thought y'all been like on, That's a classic.
We been totally independent, man.
You remember we used to be in the fucking Neo, my diamonds on my
Yeah,
shine.
listen, let me tell you something. Good music lasts forever. That's a classic
Man,
album.
the craziest shit about that, man, I still had a fucking job. I was working at on the Market East Bistro.
Yeah.
Because I've been fighting the charge the whole time.
Right.
I'm going out of town and I'm fighting some
my dog
serious shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen.
Music saved me, man. I was
Right. Because I didn't know you had damn, but
yeah,
my dog stay in the mix,
fucking
boy.
saved me, man. Because I was like, man, I was fighting some serious shit and like, I ain't supposed to be out of town, man. We fucking everywhere.
Yeah, but you got a lot of albums too, man. Cause listen, I going back and just start looking at typing megabucks, Yeah. And see, the thing is I remember seeing them albums, but see, I didn't know you back then, so I ain't never bought it or anything. I used to always see it, like damn, bro, drop another one, But I ain't know nobody was, cause we been in Latin at that time, so damn.
And see, I used to come with cats when they had cats up in Latin. When they used to have cats yelling, the dude that ran cats music.
Oh, okay.
He would always show me live, and the shit used to sell out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the first record, I did like 20,000. I got this, and I got this with like a bunch of old tracks. Like the only 2 new songs I had on that album, because I drop it in like the same I drop around the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like the only 2 songs I had on there that was new was Dirt Tales, and I think I did like two a song. I had a Baby Born song on there and a Down and Dirty song, getting everybody ready for them boys shit to drop. They knew shit to drop, which it never came out. But yeah, I did 2 new songs. Everything else when we had recorded, because we used to record all that music at the same time.
Right.
We did T-Mac, Down and Dirty, Uzi OG, and we would fight over who gonna get on the song.
Yeah.
Like a bunch, like nobody heard the Diamonds Always Shine remix. We got a remix. I want
remix for that shit?
Man.
Oh man.
Y'all gotta talk to T-Mac about the shit. You know what I'm
yeah?
saying?
I gotta
You know
hear
what I'm saying?
that shit,
Man, we
man.
had a fucking remix.
But see, you hear that title though? I got this. See, that's a Geechee title. You see what I'm saying? You gotta keep that shit
Man,
Geechee.
that was my whole thing. Like I said, who'd have thought a Geechee boy get paid off rap? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we started touring and shit, like that shit, like, yo, we fucking on tour.
Yeah.
And I'm reading about Juvie them niggas. Even when we went to Cali, when I got with Mitchie Slick and Juice, and we did the movie with Yuck Mouth and them boys, like,
Okay.
we was turning them boy on the Cash Money.
Yeah.
I was turning my people on to Tampa to Cash Money because I was fucking with the same label. They was trying to get me before 263.
Yeah.
It was a label called Itchy Bomb Records. They had Plies back in the days.
Okay.
So I met Plies not knowing who he was. My cousin them in Tampa was like, man, this Itchy Bomb Records, boom, boom, boom. They had ended up getting indicted and shit. You know what I'm saying? They had a dude named Ye Boy or something like he be like their biggest artist.
Yeah.
But they had Plies at that time. They was trying to get at me before I even had changed my name.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to move no place else to compromise my sound. They always been big for me to be Geechee.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? There was a culture behind it because people don't know about. I'm pretty much the spokesman for the Geechee Gala Nation. I just ain't been doing my job.
Gotcha.
Like, we got an actual flag, we got a constitution, we got a preamble, you know what I'm saying? Geechee Gala is actual nation. Like, Queen Cat went to the UN and she spoke for us where we recognize
I think
as a nation.
I think I'd be seeing her sometime.
Yeah.
Who said what?
Queen Quat. I always fucking her name up.
Queen.
Yeah, but look up
You talking about Queen
Geechee Gala Nation.
Yeah, talking about Queen Cat.
No, not the rapper Queen.
Okay,
You talking
okay.
about that lady who
Queen.
be I
Quack.
think, yeah, she sometimes she
Quack.
with that little
Or
thing.
you can holler at Elder Carly Town and they'll tell you
I know
about,
who you're talking
you know
about
what I'm
now.
saying? They'll tell
I
you
know
about
exactly
the
who you're
nation.
talking about.
We got an actual flag and you break down the colors, indigo and everything that's
Yeah.
involved with the nation, but the actual nation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always wanted to represent in the music. That's why I didn't move to Cali. I had an opportunity to go to Cali with Mitchie Slick. That's my dog. I met Mitchie in 2000 when we did the Thug Money movie. And Mitchie real blood. Like, that was my first time seeing some real bloods.
Blood, right.
Like, real bloods. I talk about when you say it, every word you say, nothing got a C in it.
Right.
So yeah, like,
okay,
yo,
right.
we going into the blob. Like, huh?
Yeah.
We just
I
said.
know what you're talking about.
And they had love for us. We going around and we think about Menace and all these other movies we don't see. So we thinking like, damn. the motherfuckers go crazy out here. And Juice and my partner Juice, all them boys, Juice Get Paid Entertainment, who did the movie. And I think they're going to be probably coming out with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Juice was fighting a murder charge and he beat it. There was a lot of shit going on. A lot of cats who in the film actually got murdered because they had a turf war going on. Because the Bay in Southern California totally different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no bang. You had a lot of bangers like cats who was like Juice's blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with the South, they showed us love. Like, yo, them our South people. They showed us so much love. So, like, cats was robbing niggas at the studio. So we went to the studio, niggas popped the trunk like, yo, put this shit on, pick which one you want, because y'all leaving here the same way y'all came out here.
True.
That's the kind of love them boys show. Now, I stay in touch with my people in California. California showed me a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? That Midwest California, like, I really didn't care to sell records over here. And my boy Ty G, shout out to Ty G in San Francisco, but them boys always showed me love. You know, even when the DJs want to play my music here. But I got songs with Mitchie Slick. I got songs with so much people from the Chuck. I got songs with Maul, Fat Boy, all the albums he talking about. I got 8 albums on the internet.
Oh, you got
working, bro. I guarantee you when you see the covers, you'll remember seeing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dog.
I knew 6. I didn't know 8, but I might have.
We actually been pushing them. Like, I didn't care. I know I'm going to press up 5,000 units. That's going on the West Coast off the top. Mm-hmm. And I'm pitching shit out the trunk of my car. That was always my mentality. I'm looking for the $7 to $10 a CD or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We didn't ever, because what the thing was, our distributor folded when we had Shining the Big Time. And they folded and filed bankruptcy, owing us millions of dollars. We did damn near 200,000 sound scan. That's just sound scan with Shining the Big Time.
Right.
That's been in 1999 now.
Okay.
So with them folding, we never knew the real numbers. And this is not counting the mom and pop stores that didn't have sound scans. Because Selecto Hits was buying all the records from Southwest to push on the West Coast.
Right.
Because we've been in the rap pages. We've been in a lot of magazines now.
Right.
But Mac got him up and installed a lot of shit, you know.
So, all right, with you being Geechee, right? You know, first of all, I want to say it's an honor to be a co-host, to interview somebody who done paid the way. A lot of avenues you take, you know, people mimic that. You know something. They don't know that they actually following certain things that the people who've been before them actually did already, you know, that allowed them to do it. You know what I'm saying? So even up to this day, you know. So with you being Geechee, right? Yeah. And do you think that the T-Mac album 263, the Shining Big Time, do you think it had sound like Cash Money a little bit? You know, with you being Geechee.
Nah, what people got to realize, we've been with them before they formulated their sound now.
Okay.
So if you listen to certain shit, like you can go to Big Timers, I'm going to go to Big Timers I Got Work album. There's a skit on there where Manny says, I'm straight. And he repeated it. I said it, I'm straight.
Right.
I threw the CD out the window. You know how many times he asked me to repeat that phrase though?
So
it was a lot of shit we was saying. Like I'm bringing the thing, and that was always my thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mac was the one that told me, look, I was on horrorcore rap. But he's like, why are you rapping like this and you loving like this? Like, no, motherfuckers who ain't never been in prison ain't gonna understand what you saying. Yo, put that shit in us.
Yeah.
And me and Mac was the Millionaire Players. That was the name of us, me and him.
So you know what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I know. I hope everybody else.
So you saying Charleston influenced that particular sound?
Yes.
You
influence a lot. The only person I will give love to, as far as the Geechee shit, is Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy gonna tell you his family from South Carolina, got people from Charleston. He tells you. Yeah. He literally tells you. Everybody else try to formulate Geechee into something else.
Right.
Like now, we a nation. We a people. It ain't just us in Charleston, but Charleston is the main hub.
It's the main hub.
We go from Cape Fear, North Carolina, all the way down the coast of Florida.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the main hub for us, because the old Geechee River's in Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
the old Geechee River.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we formulated a sound, and the whole thing is, we never capitalized on it. Because when Rostam said it, like, oh, Geechee being rich or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Geechee staff are our people. That's something major to us. You know what I'm saying? Because all Geechee is a creolization of Gullah. Gullah was the African original language. Okay. And when they had all the slaves that they did ship here, they formulated the language so they could communicate with each other when the slave owners wouldn't know. So they had to take the Gullah and creole it with American. Right. And that's how they formulated Geechee. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that was their form of communication where nobody knew about them. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was their form of communication on how Gala Jack shit, Gala Jack shit. They don't talk about
Gala Jack ain't
Yo,
shit though.
It done got kind of.
Gala Jack ain't shit though.
It done got kind of.
He the one tell on goddamn them Mark Vesey and that.
No.
That ain't it.
No, Gala Jack.
Educate me. Let me know something.
Gala Jack was the muscle for Denmark Vesey. See, Gala Jack had power because he was a boat maker. He was the one. He had freedom. He was a slave, but he was free, and he had 100 men rolling with him because he carried the African culture. He believed that a crab leg in your pocket made you immortal. Like they killed Denmark Vesey so viciously. Like the people don't know the premise behind the citadel.
Okay.
The citadel wasn't made for the British. It was for if the Gala Wars was to come again, they would be ready for us.
Really?
Like there's a lot of stories that they don't tell you. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Denmark Vesey had 100 people, Mount Pleasant, James Island, ready.
Yeah.
When they got that word, they was gonna slaughter everything.
So Gala Jack didn't give that word. That wasn't him.
No.
Okay.
Gala Jack was the muscle for Denmark.
Okay.
He was the muscle.
All right.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
yeah, he was the muscle. He was the muscle for him. He's the one that had the power. Like once we get the signal, we going in.
Okay.
And they kill him savagely. Even with the stake, putting the head on the stake, they had that shit all around the old citadel, so them boy wouldn't come back.
And you never get the pop ball because
No, it didn't get the pop off of somebody. They didn't. Now, you know, they never really said who did it, but it wasn't Gala Jack. He was the muscle.
Right.
That's why they don't never talk about him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
they
never,
probably think his name.
Yeah, they don't even talk about him. You know, they gonna try to tarnish his name. But that's how powerful he was. He had freedom to move because of his set of skills. He was a boat maker. That's a skill that back then everybody was moving by ships.
Yeah.
Skills is the shit.
So he been able to move and mangle in places nobody else couldn't move. You know, Denmark Vesey bought his freedom back. He won a lot of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he couldn't do the stuff he wanted to do. He had to have somebody else, but they never tell you who the hell it was.
Right.
How was he trying to, how was he going to take this plan on? You know what I'm saying?
So you think they named the college after Denmark Vesey?
A college, they got a statue up there.
Statue?
Yeah, they got that statue up
all
there.
right there.
You know what I'm saying? But they never tell you, like, even with the Gala Wars, I didn't hear about the Gala Wars until I was working for the city of Charleston.
Yeah.
And it's like where the courthouse is at, on that next corner across the street, is a graveyard in between some buildings. They had a Bishop England class, all white kids, learning about the Gala Wars. We never learned that in school.
Never learned that in school. Definitely never learned that.
They just teach you a slave. They ain't never teach you that a lot of us was free.
Yeah.
We was enslaving our own people. You know, we had, because slavery was a big business. So if you was prominent, whether you was black or white, you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? That was something you was doing. And, you know, my family got a history of being proud of that, but that's in our family history.
That was that was going on back then.
Yeah, that was the thing to do, like selling dope. You know what I'm saying? You
had you a bunch of niggas.
Commodity, you would sell it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the real fact of it.
But that's kind of like still going on a little bit with jobs.
It's still, but see, that's the thing. We have to learn how to move a different way. And I always advise people now to learn commercial law.
Okay.
Because everything we do is in a commercial sense.
Right.
So you have to move as a business, not an individual.
Gotcha.
You got to move the same way. You got to study your Donald Trumps and all these cats and learn what a nonprofit really is for.
Right.
Learn what a corporation is for. Learn that an LLC is only recognized on the state level. So what do you need if an LLC is only on a state level?
Right.
And the LLC really formulated for a group.
Right.
As in a corporation, a group of individuals who own shares in the company.
Yep. Limited liability.
And you're supposed to get your LLCs through your corporation, not you getting it separate. Because when you look at the paperwork, your name sits there with the company name. So there's no separation.
There's no separate. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. Like I said, people beyond the music, that's what I'm doing now, just formulating how to approach the game really on the business side. Because a lot of things we was finding from street money. You know, I had a problem with Chuck T at one time because he was going hard on how we had fun our shit. Like Chuck T been in the Ozone magazine, even them boy ain't not by dope dealers who rapping, which it was true.
Right.
But shit, I'm one of the niggas you talk about.
That was Chuck D was saying back then. Because listen, I know. Go ahead.
But then he talking about Port City and all that.
I mean, Chuck T was in a group. It was one of the groups that was dusting us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
His name was Priest or something. I don't know.
No, Priest is his brother.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know if you remember J Black. You know J Black?
Yeah.
J Black, man. J Black. Rest in peace, J Black. But I remember seeing a poster J Black had a long time ago. But that thing like that right there, that boy was like.
The funniest thing I heard, man, was me and Mac, and somebody brought us the J Black tape. And it got a skit on it. I guess it was supposed to be me and Mac talking, right?
Yeah.
And on the skit, he roll up on us and he shoot us.
Oh,
so
shit.
I'm laughing at the shit because the more you turn the record up, the lower the quality of it was bad. So I was just laughing at, but Mac was hot. Mac like, we ready to kill something. I'm like, nah, man, this is we doing what we supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because if you got cats really hating on you, that's how Pastor Troy get on.
Yeah.
You know, Pastor Troy get
There's
on
a balance. You gotta
for
have
going
a
at Pete. And I was like, man, we didn't expect the city to get on it like they did. We didn't expect that, man. We didn't see that.
Pastor Troy was like, shit, kind of how y'all was building up, and then, like I say, things happened with Matt and kind of turned the table on things. But Pastor Troy, 96, he was already, and then 99, he was way up there. Like, people, you know, they thought he had just came out. So,
nah,
like,
that boy been out long. Because I used to run into, like, even Rick Ross when he been Teflon Don. We was running across these cats all the time. Like, you know, damn, I don't want to butcher my dog name, but he had the record pool in Columbia. And we used to rock with the baby manager. Had the record pool in Columbia, right? Yeah, we used to always go up there, and shout out to my big brother, Serving Mike Irvin. Serving Mike Irvin, like one of the top selling cats out of South Carolina. A lot of people.
Serving Mike Irvin?
Serving Mike Irvin. Serving Mike Irvin.
Serving Mike Irvin. Mike Irvin, what's he talking about? Mike, like Michael Irvin, the football
No, not
player?
the football player.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was talking Serving Mike Irvin because you know he been on that coke.
And the crazy thing about Sir had a song called Down Here.
Yeah.
And you listen to that song and tell me who sounds like him. And y'all just say the name. That's a song he had. And he was the reason we end up at Def Jam.
Word. Okay.
It was
I just caught on to
Sir got fucked up with, you know, some weed shit. You know what I'm saying? He got fucked up, so he was fighting the charge, so he couldn't go to Def Jam South, and he did some shit that no other artist to this day ain't never did that shit. So I pride myself on doing the same thing. He was like, look, bro, I can't go. I got this case I'm fighting. Y'all go to Def Jam South in my place. Mm-hmm. So we went there to present T-Mac out. Fat Boy was with me. God bless my little brother. Down in Dirty OC. Bone, all them boys was with me. We went to I'm talking about Def Jam South. No Ludacris.
Right.
Yeah.
No sign.
OC was with y'all too?
OG.
Okay.
No signs up in the building, nothing. Our contact man was G Wallace, and he had called Scarface for us on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And we went down on Peachtree and got with them boy, and I was like, I was the type of dude I always wanted to help cats get on. Yeah. So everybody album was out at that time. I bought them boy a record and I put it in his hand. Even Chuck T them boy album. They been dusting us.
Yeah.
They had Bubble Down, Thing them boy was out. Pop Shop had something out. Everybody who had an album out at that time, I took my money and I bought it.
Was that
and
boy Lil' Kid or something? Man?
Yeah, and I gave it to Def Jam. I said, you might not like 263. Yeah. But you gonna like something from South Carolina.
Just look at that. That's love. That's love right there. That's just trying to,
I just wanted to see South Carolina win. Because see, a lot of people don't know about Twin Hype. They was signed. Because I always say thing that was about Twin Hype, them boy out of, they got locked up for some mic robbery shit. But they was out of South Carolina. And they was a rapper.
So you ain't see nobody battle rapping back then? Nobody been doing no battles? Like, it might not be no battle rapping, but just going
when I came up now, you gotta remember now, when I came up, nobody knew what rap really was.
Right.
I guess you could call it battle rap because we was doing that when I was in high school, junior high school.
In the hallway.
But we used to get in trouble behind that shit. When the fucking police came out, we couldn't even buy. They made local couldn't even sell tapes to cats who was out of 18.
Damn.
I done got 2-3 radios smashed. You know what I'm saying, by the police because we had fucking police bumping. If they saw us in a group break dancing and doing shit. Man, that boy been trying to lock our ass up. Like,
hey, they used to try to lock people up for break dancing.
So y'all was battling by break dancing kind of sort.
And we was when we started rapping, we was just like a cipher. I ain't gonna say a battle, it was more like a cipher.
Yeah.
You know, and I really I used to freestyle a lot. I used to roll with Eric B and Corey Hill all the time. I used to roll with them. Remember the group Illegal? Jamal, he from I think Santee. And he PMD had discovered him in the other little fella. He was the group Illegal. He was signed to E40 at the time. They had called him Hershey Low. And I made him a lot of cats because what I would do, I would go to Eric B and Corey Hill and I would freestyle off of records because they would get records way before like a whole year before we even heard of the artist. Like I rapped over the original Big Punisher album before they made him change the name.
Yeah.
They had a full-length album with one side with all the music on it, the other side all beats. I just went ham on it. Okay. And I've been selling the mixtapes to cats like, yo, dog rapping over your beat, J. I'm like, nah, that's his shit. You know what I'm saying?
but see, you hear like, so you actually helped push the culture.
Yeah.
In Charleston, you see what I'm saying? Like all those avenues you did right there actually helped push the culture in Charleston up until this point right here.
But see,
you know what I'm saying? You still be on the scene.
I had no choice because no rap cats wasn't fucking with me.
No.
If you wasn't a part of their crew, I literally I ain't gonna say them boy name, but motherfuckers were like, yo, that Geechee shit ignorant. Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. You know
But
what
it
I'm
ain't
saying?
ignorant, though. It's a way.
But see, that's been back then. Just imagine somebody telling you that back then.
Trying to say
So,
you're not speaking.
and I'm a street nigga, street dope boy.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm on go.
Yeah.
At this time, so for me not to take shit personal, and like, yo, that's just a rap nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't take that shit personal.
Gotcha.
I just went and say, fuck it, I'm gonna do the independent thing. So I started making tapes. I drew my first couple. My shit was called Funkhouse Entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm in a house with a blunt in the mouth. That's literally draw that shit out. Went to the library, made copies,
Right.
get the cassette tapes, cut them shit out, put them in saran wrap. 5 songs,
Okay.
$5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've been rapping over other niggas' beats. And I be trying my hardest to catch somebody who got one of them old tapes so I can just hear myself.
Because I remember when I first started rapping, them boy, he still had the cassette tapes. If you buy one, you can get the instrumental on it. We had the side A and side B. You had the instrumental on the side.
Yeah. I used to take them boy shit and just go ham on them boy shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to just go ham on them boy shit.
But fast forward a little bit to how did you start? I hope I say the name right. Bezel Inc. Right?
Bezel Inc. Yeah. Well, me and my brother, we started Bezel Inc. really because Mac was fucked up, and we didn't know when he was coming home.
Okay.
So we had hellified deals for Mac. That's, them boy wanted like shining a big time, and then the kid what the number was. As long as they get that first album, they'd give him whatever budget he want, but we could not tell him when we was going to drop. Gotcha. And I like, well, Mac, I ain't gonna drop down the Dirty OZ, but I got a group of young artists. You know, we had Burnout Boys, Bezel Boys. We had a couple of artists, you know, D Bezel, DT, Torn Dawn. Y'all know that Torn Dawn. We had all these young guys that was fucking with 263 hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, let's formulate a label, put them out, and 263 was supposed to be the tree, and we was gonna be the branch from it. You know, just doing like a subsidiary thing, and that's how we ended up starting Bezel Lake. And I was like, okay, well, what the first record we gonna drop? So let's drop my shit. So we did a joint venture thing with my label, Bezel Lake and 263. And that's how we ended up formulating 263. And at this time, we was cooling with all them records, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ferg Gates and them, my peoples. We was fucking with them boys.
Okay.
And we was running, like, you know, and shit. Cats talk about Hubie, but Hubie always been a grinder.
Yeah.
The whole time we went on tour with Cash Money, Hubie been doing shows out in Tennessee and all them different places.
Yeah.
Like, we used to always hit grind on records. I don't know if y'all remember Drew, damn, God bless. I don't want to say the man name wrong.
Drew.
Hubie, first artist with grind on records. He died. He had died.
Grind out.
Yeah, he had died, and he from downtown.
I know what you're talking about.
And I ain't got this man name.
Light skin, kind of like. Well,
but he got the album on the album cover. He got the plaque standing behind him. He got the food, you know, the plate of money on the thing. And he was like, we didn't never run into Hubie. That's crazy. All of us we from the same city, but we never ran into them boys. Like, we used to see Firstborn all the time. You know, Molly Rax and them.
Yeah.
We would see them like when we in Tennessee, because Tennessee was like a hub for everybody.
That's when Molly, when he would call Firstborn.
Yeah.
That's when you see him. He used to run with Eric.
Yeah.
And then the daddy, they had, was it TT? What'd you call it again? The daddy had the van.
Yeah, they was actually signed to TIP Records.
TIP, that's what it was.
Young Buck was on that. They was in a group with Young Buck.
Young Buck used to come down Young Buck used to come down and chill with them boys. I remember it was Firstborn.
Yeah, all of them was in a group together. They was on TIP. I got fucked up, boy. Cass was getting fucked up. We were mixing the street and the music. You know what I'm saying? And I was killing everybody. We were mixing the street and the music. They got tore off, so they end up having to, you know, create another situation. Because a lot of times, you know, I ended up learning how to start the label from Murder Dog Magazine. Like, Murder Dog Magazine used to give us so much love. Like, I was like, man, they the West Coast Magazine, but they used to show us. That's how I found out about David Banner and all these other guys through Murder Dog Magazine.
Okay.
You know, and they did a compilation for South Carolina too. Okay. You know, and I was cool with the editor. Yeah, they had a compilation. We did that like 03. All the Gorillas on there,
Oh,
Pathfinders.
I remember. Yeah, matter of fact, y'all had the CDs in the
In the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like we've been trying to. Well, I can't speak for nobody else. I was always trying to reach out to whoever was doing whatever they was doing.
Gotcha.
Who wanted to be a part. Even when we went to Cali to do the movie, I'm like, yo, who want to ride with us?
You know dog being everything,
You know
too, bro.
When I first met him, he was, I first met him, it was a long, he probably met him so many different times, but the first time I met him, we was in, it was he don't remember, but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was at a job. But
Yeah,
when I actually met him as like artist to artist, I think Bacon Soda was with you, but we was like somewhere in Somerville at some house that Colors would have like the meeting of the minds.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we was
yeah,
upstairs and hey, I come upstairs and I see all these and I say, oh, all these gangster ass niggas, man. I don't know none of these fucking niggas. Colors that invite me up in here. You know what? I'm dapping everybody up.
Shout out to Colors. Colors is my dude, man.
Right.
If nobody else don't believe in you and push you and show you love, Colors is that
Colors
man.
is that
And
bad.
I told him when Colors used to rap more, I was like, man, Colors, you would think about being a promoter.
Yeah.
Because Colors will talk you up so well, like nigga, you need to be my manager or something. You know what I'm saying? Like Colors
and
go
now
hard.
look at Colors. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's like that. You push the culture, bro.
Culture,
definitely-
Yeah,
Colors, man. You know he. You know, it's hard to talk about something nowadays and not mention Colors.
Yeah, you
know
got
what I'm saying?
to.
Yeah.
It's so many, you know, I'll never do nothing. Like I tell them I have to do, I'm trying to do the documentary where I talk about the history. So everybody will know before we came.
Yeah.
Before you, Pacino, Dinos, who paved the way for your Long Money Fills.
Yeah.
And everybody else who came after us.
Yeah.
Because even with Fat Boy, I used to have to make Fat Boy rap.
Right.
Fat was on goal.
Right.
But see, Fat saved my life. They don't understand, you know, Fat really from the hype.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he told me, like, I was out on parole. I said I was on goal. That's before the rap shit. And I had a situation, I'm out on parole and I'm mixing up. I got a big bag thing in my hand and the people coming through. I'm on parole.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I just get bumped. I just get bumped. And I see the little nigga, fat nigga running past me with my bag in his hand. But before I could even react, the boy done tackled me to the ground. Yeah. He saved me.
Said, got you.
I get the shit back from him later, but he saved my life because if it wasn't for him, motherfucker would have never heard of mailbox.
Okay.
I'd have been doing the elbow in that motherfucker.
He probably seen them before you
He
seen them. So
ain't had time to tell me. All you gotta do is grab and go.
Take off.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and with him, when I started getting into the 263 thing, because people don't know Fat Boy was 263.
No, I ain't never know that either.
He didn't know that shit either. And see, when Fat his first record he dropped was Two Timers.
Okay.
Pharrell Gates and I can't remember the boy name. It's a lot of shit people don't know about, you know, that was going on back then. Because all that shit we used to record at Angel Studio on Ashley Phosphate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all used to call that at Angel Studio too? Ashley Phosphate, he going to be a heart surgeon or something, ain't it?
JD Hogg used to be rocking with us a lot. I lost the video footage, man. Hogg used to rock with, man. We had so much, there's so much music, 263 unreleased shit. You know what I'm saying? That people are like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying?
You and JD Hogg ever did a track together?
No.
Okay.
We did tracks, but it ain't been released.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? That shit that wasn't released. That's crazy because me and Hogg go way back.
Right.
There's a lot of people I didn't get a chance to do songs with. Because I'm the type of person, I just ain't going to throw you on a song.
Yeah.
I go listen to people. I'm like, okay. And I want you to come the way you come because that going to make me go another way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like to vibe off people like, okay, damn. Especially me being an older statesman, I want like, damn, how I'm going to go with them boys.
Right.
Because that make me get my pen out and like, okay, yeah.
So you always felt, even though you was more of in the underworld and then you started rapping, you still felt like when you was rapping, it was about competition. So like you had to be.
I always wanted to do my best because, like I said, I always represent for Geechee. All I could hear in my mind was that Geechee shit ain't nobody gonna buy that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
That shit carried with me so long, and like when you see people taking your shit, like when the shit we watch, like I can't even say how hurtful that was.
Yeah,
because we thought the boy was on some family shit.
Okay,
we didn't realize what was going on until after it happened. And what could we say? They had the machine.
Okay.
You know, we met them before the money.
Yeah.
They not signed, so now they got this money coming. But
Okay.
they was just like us, except we didn't have no records out.
Yeah.
So they showed us love. They would take us on tour, introduce us, this our people. We met 3-6 through them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We was with them when they was recording. We had the stand so fucking close to me. I thought it was on. We was in the studio with them. We just had Mr. Twister by a couple of seconds.
Damn.
And Juicy J like, yeah, Twister does leave out. He let us hear the song.
Oh,
the
damn.
Twister got on the Tear the Club Up Thugs.
Okay.
And they had no hook or nothing on it. He's like, we're gonna check Twister. I'll never forget it because he had a green Lexus. And we went in the studio. It looked like a house.
Yeah.
But I think it was Relativity or something. It was their studio.
Yeah.
But it looked like a house. And then they had downstairs like basement studio.
Yeah.
That's what they was recording at. And Lil Wayne was young, man. He was young. He really didn't talk to you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lil Wayne, you know, we still big.
He really didn't talk to you like that. So, like I tell cats, man, we've been just like, and we still couldn't believe it. Like, you know, they took us, we would be backstage with them. Mind you, we ain't had no music out.
Right.
It was just, we gonna rap.
Gotcha.
So they showing us this shit. So we looking like, man, but that shit can really happen.
And New Orleans music, them more than like bounce music. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
That
that
was
make a
more-
lot of sense.
It was more soldier and bounce music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like when they got the Cash Money thing, and then they started seeing a lot of different shit. Then they're like, okay, now we formulated into more stunt. Me and Mac, we got a crazy relationship, but I gotta give him credit. Like everything I saw Baby doing, like carrying the briefcase with money and all that stuff, I can
That
see
come from
Mac did that shit first.
Mac did that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was looking at it like, yo, who this fuck this dude is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a young, arrogant nigga with money. That's what he was.
And guess
No,
what?
no.
Cash Money already say, shit, them boy had fake it till they make it.
So they
now.
make it. Yeah, they already said that. The
Boy,
boxes
make it till
been
they make
fake,
it.
all that.
Even-
Well, you know what I mean? What the real definition for stunt?
Yeah,
Well,
even the
Yeah.
story behind
Yeah.
the story behind 50 ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That song. If you listen to that,
shit shooting dice with that.
y'all go and listen to
Oh
that song.
shit! I gotta go listen to that.
Listen
Then.
to that song of Baby to Sleep. That's a Mac now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't catch it back then.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Because Mac had lick him for 50.
I want to ask something, but
You know
I
what I'm
hope.
saying? And I ain't talking about no dice, not stealing that.
50
from.
ain't shit
Shit,
shooting
no,
dice
no,
with
shit,
that.
dice. I
And
want to ask a quick question while we in that topic.
Yeah.
Before the Mac front the money.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I button it for that now. Motherfuckers say what they want. But
Yeah.
I button it.
Mac,
Me and him had a conversation about it, like, yo, Bucks,
Yeah.
what you think? I like, yo, do it. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, we thought them cats had real love for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't say that Juvie and them boy didn't, because when we saw them boys, it's always love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just, Baby just a different person.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like when they came down, they would always ask about us, but they wasn't showing us no love.
Yeah.
Even when the last time we really interact with them, we was in Nashville, Tennessee, Predator Stadium. They was on a Cash Money Rough Rider tour. Matter of fact, this is the last time I saw Young Buck face to face. And he was telling us about 50 Cent. We didn't know who the fuck 50 Cent was. And he was like, man, I going through this thing with Juvie. What y'all think Juvie gonna think about me signing with this dude 50 Cent? He's like, yo, who the fuck, who is 50 Cent? He's like, yo, dude signed with Eminem and Dre. I said, shit, who signed with Eminem and Dre? Shit, well, I don't see Juvie having a problem with that
He had
shit.
already dropped out. He had already 50 Cent had already dropped How to Rob. He dropped How to Rob.
How to Rob was already out.
Okay.
That Get Rich or Die Trying ain't that drop.
No, that
You know what I'm
dropped
saying?
yet, no.
And 50 just was like an open people finding his tour, the
Yeah.
mixtape shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he came down here. He was
Yeah.
in Coliseum. 50 people finding his shit.
Okay.
His first tour he did. And we didn't know who he was. You know, and Buck was like, yo, what y'all think about it? Like, man, I don't see the nigga having no problem with that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And about maybe 3 months later, that with the first remix there, well, what you heard about me? we see Buck on the remix, like, oh shit, this about to be on.
Yeah.
You know, because when you seeing people that you been fucking with all this time, because
Right.
even when they had dropped Big Timers, you know, Volume 2, we been together the whole time. We in the Playground Records, and then we went out to, I forget what the name of the club. We never went in the club. We were just sitting outside. Juvie had like I think a drop top Cutlass or something.
Yeah.
Me, him, Buck, Down and Dirty, all us sitting outside the club with some girls, and he was spitting hot at us,
Yeah.
and we didn't get it. Because we was in a van freestyle, and we the 16 pastors, like, man, why doesn't they keep saying hi after? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then, boy, that shit blew, because Juvie always been a real dude.
Yeah.
Like, Juvie been, I can't
That's
never
one of my
say
favorite
nothing
rappers
about
all the time. He stole us in that.
Juvie was always a real dude. Like, you know, like, I had a cousin staying in Memphis at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we with Cash Money, and boy, man, you know fucking with no Cash Money. I said, man, boy, want some weed, man? Let's roll on me. And that was our first time in Memphis, so I didn't know they had the 2 Holiday Inns in the same facility. It's like, man, you ain't at no Holiday Inn, I over here now. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at Holiday Inn. I'm like, by the pyramid shit. He said, well, why the fuck you said that? You said me at the other one. So we came, you know, so we was kicking it with them boy. And it's like,
Juvie used to be around here a lot too, right? Like
yeah, I think
James
Juvie,
Island or
they
something.
say Juvie white from here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how true that is, but they say Juvie white from here. And with Juvie, he blew my mind with when we was at Playground Records that day, and it made me believe in the music shit more, because he already had Soldier Rag out, and it was like he bought the first album of the box, where they let anybody in the door, because they had a line wrapped around the bubble. It's like he took the box out, and he couldn't ever stop looking at that CD. He just was just looking at the CD the whole time, and I'm watching him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He looking at the CD when I'm writing who the ballers in the cut. But the whole time I'm watching Juvie like, yo, why that nigga so fascinated about that shit? So when we got to the club,
Yeah.
you know, we just bumping the record, bumping it. And I'm like, man, Juvie, what's so special about you got an album out? You know, because I say we didn't have no music out, no certified. He's like, man, look, ain't no feeling like a major label stamp on your shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when Shining and Big Time dropped, that shit I feel like a major label stamp. Because that shit been delayed for 2 weeks. So when we went to local and we see all them people outside, like, shit, we trying to get the record. We trying to get the record ourselves. And we got to go through a mob. The boy right there. So we try to get in the damn record store. And for Benny to say, oh, that thing ain't come yet. You know what I'm saying? Which Benny had got it first, because he got it on Nashville time. Anytime Nashville got it, I don't know who the fuck Benny been connected to. But he had the record for a week at our shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had the master, but we didn't have the actual CD press up. He ended up getting it before we did.
Somebody he knew.
Yeah. Well, Benny been, the dude that owned local, Benny been the man. He was the one told us that Southwest Wholesale went bankrupt. He like, y'all ain't gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, we didn't understand what the fuck that mean. Like, what do you mean? Like, they filed Chapter 11.
Yeah.
Or wherever the shit was.
Hey, that's what happened to them?
Yeah.
Okay, because they was.
Yeah, they paid all the big accounts, like, you know, Master P, Share.
Yeah.
It was distributing a lot of records. But we was independent, brand new. We only had the one album, which they had all, you know, Master Down and Dirty and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But they only had that one album that they had put out from us. So it was like, yeah, we gonna be like a tax write-off thing that we ain't gonna eat. Because once they file bankruptcy, it freezes you paying anybody else you owe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
I need to file bankruptcy.
You know what I'm saying?
I would ask you something else too. I want to ask you about the movie. What was it?
American Street.
American Street.
Yeah, American Street. We got it on Amazon Prime. You know.
It's on because I've been trying to find it for years.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime and shit. The crazy shit about American Street, man. I've been fighting the kids then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm trying to record. I'm recording hella records at the time. Like I said, I got to go something with GA40 because I got hella music I ain't even dropped because I didn't know what the outcome was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, man, let me drop this shit, and I couldn't even promote American Street like we wanted to.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm thinking about this kids. Like, damn, I got this kids. I don't know what this fuck we're gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So I must a lot of goddamn promotion. But even when I was locked up, you know, my partner, you know, Travis and Kaminsky, them boy, you know, like with Travis, like, yo, them boy offering us some M's. Like,
Kaminsky is the cameraman, right?
Yeah, well, they're the producer, and them the cats who I believe in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, them boy I believe in me. I got shout out Travis and Kaminsky because they always have believed in me.
Gotcha.
When I believe in myself, as far as the acting shit like that, because I'm like, man, I might need to pull off a little movie shit. Fuck y'all talking about? The original American Street, Wayne C was our starring actor.
Okay.
But one of the females we had with a major role, she ended up going to Africa and got home. Okay. So it was going to be impossible. We had no budget to get her to fly back here and come finish off the film, so we had to scrap it. And shit, I wasn't really worried about it. And Travis was like, man, you know, he just woke up one day and called, man, I got an idea. I come to see you. I'm like, what going on, Travis? Yeah, man, that's what we gonna do. I just woke up this morning, I thought about this shit here. What? The catch is, I'm like, what the catch is? You gotta play the star role. What? But you can't talk. Huh?
Yeah, but that's all right, though.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I said, hold on, Dre. I said, hold on, let me wind this shit back. You want me to be a star, but I can't talk. Do I know sign language or something? No, you don't know none of that.
Yeah.
And he was just, because Travis is a real visionary when he would come to visual art.
Gotcha.
So much shit in that movie that he would have to sit you down and show you the shit that you ain't know was there.
Okay.
Because he's meticulous the way he put shit together. He'd be like, what the fuck do that mean? Like even my last videos he shoot for me.
Yeah.
Turner on a couple of videos he did for me, he got them from other movies that if you're not a film guy, you never saw them shit.
Okay.
But he put me in a position where you can go back and watch my video because with Turner On is more of a club song. But we didn't do it with it. You know, we got a girl shaking, but it's more like for an individual. We made it more private instead of doing it like the ratchet. We go in the club, we in the script club, we $200. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a the premise of the video was it's a guy because the movie was a guy just wilding out for the night. He just randomly chopping gals. He just going to the club. He going to different spots and he meeting gals and he chopping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As he
You know what I'm saying? So,
I need to freaking eyes is burning like a motherfucker, bro.
Hey, so check this out. So from then, how far you think the game done changed, like to now? Because right now it seems like this the most collective artists that we got from Charleston right now that's moving. Like what you think about that? How far?
man, the game is beautiful. The thing y'all doing with the battle rap, you know what I'm saying, is y'all unifying. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been the perception. I watch Atlanta grow. I watch all these places grow. These cats ain't never get along.
Right.
But when they did shit, they came out to support each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They came out because it's all about the visual. People who looking at us from the outside like, yo, you know, y'all can see, cats don't understand. I've been behind the prison walls plenty times. Charleston stood for something. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was negative or not.
Yeah.
When you spoke on Charleston, like anybody who know Charleston cats, or don't get your cats, look, you don't want to be on the wrong side of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? You want to be friends with them dudes. You know what I'm saying? We stood for something. This before we been so heavy with it. A lot of different cities started gangbanging because they've been tired of us. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you, I went to Murder Beach and you know what I'm saying, for black bikers back in like 2000. It was 99.
Yeah.
And I remember my homeboy, he was like, yeah, man. Dude was like, yo, where y'all from? I was like, yeah, man, we live right there in Latson, right next to Charleston. My homeboy was like, yeah, man, we from Charleston. I was, fuck, nigga, we live in Latson, nigga. We don't live in North Charleston. But after a while, I caught up because every time we went bar to bar to bar, he kept saying, I said, you know what? We from fucking Charleston. We don't live in Latson.
See, Charleston really stood for something. You know? And I wanted to define that in the music, like defining the sound. Like Twin D, I love Twin D. And I've never done a song with Twin D. I talk to his brother all the time.
Word.
You know?
Okay.
And I've never done music with Twin D. But Twin D had to find a sound. He somewhat was creating a sound. Even though, like I was telling my boy Drew, Street Drop.
Right.
And I think me, him, and my little partner off B-side, man. Oh man, nice. I can't remember people's name, but he's a rawest rapper too from B-side. And
He's still rapping today?
yeah, he's still rapping today. He's on the you know, they got the Cartel Part 2 coming.
Yada.
Yada.
Okay.
Yada was on the phone and he was talking about. I couldn't call in to explain it because they was like, well, Dino created the sound. I was like, hold on. I ain't gonna let y'all do Fat Boy like that. Can't let y'all do my little brother like that. I said, I'm
True. School him on the history.
I said, I have to let y'all know Dino was on the same shit I was on. He was like more horrorcore, Midwest style. But Fat Boy was the first original sound. Go look at, listen to the first Dino album and go listen to 5 Mile. The first two.
I always thought they had sound.
Listen to the intros itself. Listen to that beat.
Okay. I do.
know
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
when Dino first. When he first was out, he was super hardcore.
Yeah,
he was super.
He was
hardcore.
more like a Midwest, but
Yeah.
the style, the formula, see Fat Boy drop. Man, D-Money got a Volta Records. He probably got 1,000 Fat Boy songs already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And cats don't understand, like, all of them, they came from Top Authority. Their sound was more like Top Authority Dayton family. That's what we had listened to. Ruthless Juveniles from Magnolia, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's where their style came from. But Fat Boy had more of that style, but Fat didn't drop a lot of music.
Right.
So, and Dino tell you herself, that's where he got the style from.
From Fat Boy?
Yeah.
Dang.
You can't take a style if a man come up before you doing the shit and that's who you study.
So
Where your style come from?
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's evolution right there.
And I ain't taking that from him because
No.
the man talented as hell. You know, regardless of the shit that he did. Like I tell people, I don't care about none of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the music, the sound that he formulated. Like I will never let nobody shit on my little brother. Fat and the nastiest nigga, I told him to his face.
Yeah.
Ain't too many niggas I know could have fucked with him.
Fat and
Bar for bar.
Fat Boy was that you,
Now
man.
OZ my cousin, and OZ is a daily nigga, but OZ don't like the type of he like take his time with a record.
Hey, so who's AG?
AG got a fam AG.
Yeah. Dog nasty,
Yeah,
boy.
that's down from Down and Dirty.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
yeah.
See, and working with them, like they made us. That was competition for us. Like I said, for T-Mac shining big time, and that album would have had way more songs on it.
Yeah.
Because everybody was right.
That had 12 songs though, didn't it?
Really, one of the songs is missing. They got it on the back of the CD, but
Yeah.
it's not on the album because it wasn't foot.
You know what? You right. He
Foot.
right. He
One
right.
song-
Yeah, he
one song
right.
missing.
He right. He
And
dead sure
a
right.
lot of like Who the Ballers was originally my song. That's the
Yeah.
song I told you I was literally writing that for me in X Factor.
Gotcha.
That's why our verses is so long.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like cursing, so a lot of the songs we was doing like where them niggas at,
Yeah.
shit like that, I didn't like them shit.
Yeah.
I
No.
was like, man, I ain't cursing.
Who came up with them songs? X Factor?
I had the hooks for
Yeah.
the shit. I was just like the hook man. Like, yo, you come with me down, all us
Yeah.
delivering certain shit. Like, okay, and we was on some shit. We just wanted to come out.
Gotcha.
And that's what made it. We didn't play the yes man shit. If your shit but whack, like nigga, you not getting on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was standing down like, yo,
Yeah.
can't fuck with that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
X Factor been originally from Charleston too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
North Charleston. But I think, but he rapped like he
Right,
like he from North.
X is
North, but
originally
you-
from out north.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
he's Mouse Corner. He's Mouse
Okay.
Corner to the day.
Today. But you can hear a lot of Geechee in him when he rapping,
because
for
that's
sure.
the family. Like
Word.
he originally from up north, but X that I cannot even go in here. Big Rock will call me and talk shit. So I don't say he's Mouse Corner. People shine. That's the name. He started from
Pee Wee Shaw. Yeah.
like, he's a Mouse Corner representative, and that was the beautiful thing about shining a big time. And what
Yeah.
made it so successful, we had somebody from damn near every section.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Aggie don't represent downtown and West Section.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Baby Boom, Joe, downtown.
Yeah, downtown.
Two people from downtown, all
Yeah.
off the hike. All repping to make it.
Right.
Suave off the project. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Okay.
we had a bunch of different shit
Yeah.
going on, and people like, yo, we fucking with that. And the fact was representing for the Wheeling at that time because the Wheeling didn't have a representative, but he was also always the hike.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
know what I'm saying? He was always the hike first, but he was because they just had moved on the Wheeling. You know what I'm saying? But he was always a hike nigga. Even Jimmy Blind, cat one.
Jimmy Blind, Mob House Records.
Mob House. Jimmy
Jimmy-
Blind was rapping?
Yeah, Jimmy
Word,
from the
okay.
hike.
I didn't know he used to
Jimmy
rap
was the
now.
first-
The hype, hey, listen, the hype is OG, like a
Jimmy-
bunch of
OG
OGs.
status.
Jimmy
Word.
Blind was the first motherfucker who they used his lyrics against him. Incarcerated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Damn.
You know we used to that?
Yeah,
God
we
bless
was
my
going
dog. That was my dog. Yeah,
was
man.
gonna-
They used his lyrics like
Damn.
even on the
We
news. about
was
this
in that motherfucker. They wouldn't let us leave one time because something happened at the damn, at the what they call the shit? Not the Gilliard Auditorium, but the other shit right there with it.
Cake Street Palace back down.
No, they've been at the damn, what we call the shit, man? This, not the Coliseum.
At the call.
They had something going on at the Coliseum, and the wife coming there. And y'all boy been in the lab. Y'all been in there. I don't know who been in the booth, but somebody been on the one side with Blunt. Somebody been on the other side in the booth. The wife come in, and some more dudes, and they wouldn't let us leave because something
Fucking
had
out
happened.
the investigation, dog. I
Something
think
had
I'm going
happened.
on an investigation, bro.
With that, without Mark.
When
You
the
know,
boy-
I got to talk to Blind 2 times on my last bit before he died and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had give the time back 2 times, but the state wasn't budging. They didn't want to let him go. You know what I'm saying? It's like he get that time back 2 times, man. I talked to him. I was like, damn.
If I ain't mistaken, we was going. Y'all boy was going to Power Tracks, and then we slide the Mall House after that, right? Because Power Tracks started tripping or some shit like that.
Yeah, but I ain't had a plan, man. It was like there's so many foundational shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and Mac had his hand on fucking Blind too.
Right.
Because Blind that came now, it's like, yo, you know, that's what he's trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
yo, let's make it happen. We just wanted to see people win.
Right.
All right,
That was the
damn,
shit,
I
you know
know
what I'm saying?
Blind and rapping.
Hey, but that says a lot, man, about Charleston influencing probably one of the greatest record labels like out here. You know, Cash
Word.
Money to influence that just to give them, you know, their sound. You know.
And then like we gotta wrap it up, fellas. But we getting this information from an OG who been around like long time. You know what I mean? 70s, 80s, not couple generations, couple decades.
Cash try to deny shit because I
Yeah.
tell them stories about shit only we all know.
Only
You know what I'm saying? Because only we all know because we the only ones been there. So shit that you just can't make up. When you tell somebody that you're like, yo, dog, you remember this?
Yeah.
Remember you had on that day?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
the fuck I knew that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Word.
yeah, it's like, man, just getting the opportunity to see what they doing with the battle rap shit. I salute that because when I came out, I could count on my hand how many rappers we had out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 80s now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And even for the 90s, I still could count on two hands.
Right.
Who been out doing anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to see what it comes to. You got your Long Money. You got 100 rappers.
Yeah. I know. Geechee
And
be
I'm
raw too.
And I'm excited because that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Them boy, they ain't trying to be nothing.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving that shit. The
Yeah.
fact that they're not trying to be nobody else. And
Yeah.
that they coming with this shit and the city supporting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the
Just-
thing I'm loving.
Just need to do more collaborations.
Yeah, that's
Everybody just start doing more. Yeah.
they making that same mistake we made.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, they ain't because I gotta commend Long Money 4 with Loud Pack. All them cats, they do a lot of
Yeah.
collaboration.
Loud Pack still around?
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Well, that boy,
I didn't know
they
Loud Pack was
they
still
doing
around.
they
I
doing
gotta
a lot.
holler-
So they mixing with
gotta holler at
Black
Loud
Zach and a lot of them boys from upstate.
Pack. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They I like how they moving.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
'cause when we was out, we was doing that shit.
Okay.
But we didn't have enough rappers from our city because our city was about, well, I want to be first.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Island Gorillas because I was fucking with them here. You know what I'm saying? And they was moving
Damn,
the
I
same
remember
way.
them too. Damn.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They was moving
When
the
you
same
when
way.
you had like we say we gotta wrap it up, but when you had Bells and Ink was Ali was it Ali Fish, right? That was his name?
Abby Fish,
Abby
yeah.
Fish. He was
Yeah.
around that time too.
Yeah, Abby
Okay.
Fish. I got shit with Abby Fish too.
Yeah.
You know,
He still
about
he
that.
still making music too.
Abby passed.
I didn't know that. Oh damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I say I lost a lot of people.
Damn, I did
lost a
not
lot
know
of
that
people.
shit. Fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
R.I.P. Abby Fish, Bumpy G.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fat Boy. G's, my little cousin G's.
Wait, Bobby J.
Yeah.
Ooh,
know that
you
too.
talking about Bumpy Johnson?
No,
You
no,
know,
no,
I'm about
no,
to
no,
say-
no.
Oh yeah, I
Another
know. I'm about to
Bumpy
say when you
J,
say
yeah.
that, I say.
Yeah, another
Yeah,
Bobby
Bobby
J.
J.
Damn, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Shit, I know my dog in that one. I know my dog got no age on him.
but shit. Once again, you know what I'm saying. We got the OG Mega Bucks. You know what I'm saying. He just gave y'all the incredible rundown of history of South Carolina, the music culture of South Carolina. He also, if you watch it, everything he put you on game. So if you understand game, you'll know what you need to do if you're trying to get out here and make your music career take off. You know what I'm saying? I got my special guest host, Ron Diggy. You know what I'm saying? He be killing the battle scenes. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I'm your boy, Sean Treasy, Star My City podcast. One love for the culture.